Authorities say nothing, but their actions say everything. And that is why you must stay until the end of this video, because what investigators just did, quietly, secretly, and without warning, might finally answer the question millions have been asking for more than 4 years. What really happened to Summer Wells? And yes, before we go any further, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you stay updated on every twist in this case. Trust me, you're going to want to follow this to the end. Now listen closely. This story does not start where you think it does. It does not start in June 2021, and it does not start on that hilltop in Hawkins County. It starts last week, November 13th, when TBI, the FBI, and the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office suddenly appeared on Ben Hill Road, only this time not at the Wells home. No, instead, agents were found searching an area 9.5 miles away on another road, Ben Hill Road in Greenville, a completely different location with the same name, and investigators didn't want anyone to know why. But why this road? Why now? What information did they receive? And what made this tip so urgent that agents physically returned to the field years after the trail was supposed to be ice cold? That's where our investigation begins. For more than 4 years, the disappearance of 5-year-old Summer Moon Utah Wells has baffled the country. A little girl vanishes in the middle of the day. No footprints, no confirmed sightings, no sound, no trace. Just a house on a hill, a family in pain, and a community split by suspicion. From the first 911 call to the endless interviews, the candlelight vigils, the drone searches, and the national headlines, nothing, absolutely nothing has brought investigators closer to finding her. For the public, the case felt frozen, forgotten, buried under time. But then TBI did something they rarely do. They publicly confirmed that their agents, the sheriff's office, and the FBI were physically back in the field, following up on a new lead. And they confirmed this wasn't a routine administrative update. This was movement, real-world, boots-on-the-ground searching. Something stirred this case awake. Now imagine this. Investigators arrive quietly in unmarked vehicles. No flashing lights, no announcement, no press releases. They move into a rural stretch off State Route 347. They walk into the woods, they measure, they dig, they photograph. They spend hours there. That alone is unusual. In most missing child cases, when 4 years pass, field activity slows to nearly nothing unless something major appears, like new evidence, new witness statements, or a new connection investigators can no longer ignore. So what exactly was this lead? Why investigate this particular stretch of land? And how close is 9.5 miles? Close enough to hide someone? Close enough for someone familiar with both counties to travel quickly? Close enough to raise entirely new questions? Before we go deeper, ask yourself this. After everything we know, everything we've heard, and everything we've watched unfold, why would a new tip suddenly surface now? Is someone finally talking after years of silence? Did guilt break them down? Did someone move out of the area and feel safe enough to speak? Or did investigators find something in those 33,000 plus pages of case notes they've collected over the years? Something they missed before? A pattern? A detail? A name? A location, something that suddenly made that stretch of Ben Hill Road in Greenville matter? Because here's the truth. Investigators would not bring out TBI, FBI, and Hawkins County detectives unless they believed the tip had at least potential value. They would not send field agents unless the information had some degree of credibility. They would not return to searching unless they believed there was still something to find. Think about the history of this case. Hundreds of tips came in. Thousands of hours were logged. Canine teams, EquiSearch, thermal drones, ground grids, water searches, cell phone pings, interviews with neighbors, family members, strangers, church members, drug users, felons, and random passerby. Everything. And yet, investigators keep saying this case is not cold. They repeat it every time the public starts to lose hope. We have not forgotten about Summer. They say we follow up on every lead. But this one was different. This one required action.
Now imagine being a detective on this case. Imagine carrying the weight of a missing 5-year-old child for 4 years. Imagine staring at the same photographs, the same statements, the same timelines over and over again, wondering what piece never fit. And then, out of nowhere, you get a new lead. A location, a name, a detail, something strong enough that you assemble a team and physically return to the field. That tells us everything we need to know. Investigators are not done, and they believe someone, somewhere, knows what happened. But here's where it gets even more mysterious. When reporters asked TBI what the tip was, how substantial it was, or how long it had been since they last followed up in this way, the spokesperson refused to answer. Not could not, would not. They only confirmed agents follow up on leads as they come in. That's vague. And vagueness from TBI usually means something more sensitive is happening behind the scenes. So let's ask the uncomfortable questions. Who gave this tip? Was it anonymous? Was it someone connected to the case? Was it a criminal informant? Was it someone trying to make a deal? And if so, what information did they claim to have about Simmer? Did they say she was moved? Did they say she was taken? Did they point to a burial site? Did they describe an item belonging to her? Or did they describe a person who might be involved? Because here's the reality. Investigators don't just search random land. They don't test wilderness for no reason. They go where information directs them. Imagine the possibilities. 9.5 miles is nothing in rural Tennessee. It is a short, fast drive, especially for someone familiar with the back roads. Someone trying to avoid main highways. Someone who had time, access, or opportunity that day. Someone who could leave the Wells property quickly without being noticed. If investigators suddenly focused on another Ben Hill road, one that shares the same name but is far enough away to matter, then the pattern becomes chilling. Someone may have intentionally used a confusing address, spoken in fragments, or referenced Ben Hill Road without specifying which one. Something like that could easily be overlooked in the earliest days of a frantic missing child search. But 4 years later, a detail like that could change everything. Think about the psychology of someone hiding a crime. They might mention a location they know investigators would misunderstand. They might use a road name but leave out the city. They might intentionally mislead to buy time. They might panic and say something vague, hoping it doesn't fully incriminate them. And in the chaos of a child disappearance, every second matters, and every word matters even more. But here's the part that hits hardest. Despite this new activity, TBI says they cannot reveal what they found, if anything. They will not say whether they discovered evidence. They will not say whether cadaver dogs were used. They will not say whether soil samples were taken. They will not say whether they dug. They will not say whether the land was searched due to a statement, a confession, or new witness. Silence. Which means the investigation just entered a sensitive stage. The silence is loud. So now, the big questions fall to us. What happened to Summer Wells? Why are investigators suddenly back in the field? And who finally spoke? Did someone carry this secret for 4 years and finally break? Did a guilty conscience catch up with them? Did a new witness step forward? Did someone overhear a conversation? Did a relationship fall apart and someone decided to talk? Or did digital forensics finally reveal something investigators missed? A GPS ping, a phone location, a deleted message, a search history, a cell tower pattern. We must confront the possibility that someone close, someone who always knew something, finally reached their breaking point. And yet, the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office has not responded. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, who has been involved since day one, has stayed silent. That silence speaks volumes. Silence often means something is happening behind the scenes, something that cannot yet be exposed to the public. But here is the question I want every viewer to answer in the comments. What do you think happened on June 15th, 2021? What changed? Why are investigators suddenly searching land nearly 10 miles away? What detail do you think resurfaced? Could someone have hidden something there? Could someone have moved something? Does this road connect to anyone in the case? Someone who lived there, worked there, visited there? Does it match any timeline gaps? You tell me. After 4 years, millions of people still refuse to give up. And today's update proves one thing. Neither have investigators. Something pushed this case forward again. And until TBI reveals what they found, or what they were looking for, we can only follow the trail of their actions. And their actions tell us this. The search for Summer Wells is far from over. The truth is still out there. And someone still knows something. And to everyone watching, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next update. Because this case is moving again, and you will want to be here when the next piece falls.